The flat earth community may receive skepticism for good reason, some may see, but such perspective of the world, literally, has many aspects to it which many people are not considering. For even mentioning the words flat earth will have multiple so-called science channels searching through this video to see what they can make fun of or use as content. Nonetheless, the censorship around the use of such terms is actually perhaps the worst of all conspiracies in severity, or at least if you want to say quote unquote conspiracies, at least when it comes to anything but the mainstream attention grabbing media created so called flat earth society, which has been exposed by other groups such as the International Flat Earth Research Society as an offset, deterring from the original information proposed by folks like Eric Dubay in the 2000s and Zetetic researchers from the 18th and 19th centuries to ancient philosophies known for thousands of years. Not all flat earthers think the same, and some are willing to admit to certain aspects that they do not truly know because there's no factual, observable, experimental, repeatable scientific proof for the mainstream narrative. Some of these claims seem to be above human knowledge, as if our eyes deceive us, as well as admitting to the question of trust all around. Examples include what's behind the ice wall, the firmament if there is one, so-called space, satellites, or if there really is an Earth core. The banner of flat earthers is too often, generalize all folks who believe the Earth is a stationary plane into one category, and that could be dangerous as it may be seen as a guilt by association. For something called control opposition can and does exist, especially concerning aspects of truth, to which those keeping it away will seek its comedic ridicule. The same is done for the term quote-unquote conspiracy theorist, when it is often a matter of folks simply questioning their world. But the use of the term and segregation of these individuals is the media breeding this controversy and twisting the truth to where none shall risk questioning or they'll be ridiculed as well. There is no topic more laughed at than when one believes the earth to be flat, but why? These are mere individuals questioning their world, and you must ask, have you or anyone ever seen the curve themselves? Everyone is pretty much taking the mainstream science's word for curvature and spinning and all that is seen with NASA, and of many folks into the questioning the world, they will not even think of questioning NASA, despite its such close ties to the government. So, do people not have the right to question such? And not to mention NASA is a global agency. For who would hold corruption accountable? And with all the billions of dollars spent on such technology? And for what real purposes here on an ever-present Earth in need of repair, even if true? We are all unique human beings, and if we are to be scientific about this, we should respect the fact that all individuals are unique and have their own particular understandings of the world. Can we share understandings? Yes. But does that mean that applies to everyone within a certain crowd? No. Is everyone correct in some sense? Yes. Are there basic human needs that we all share at the end of the day? Yes. Why do we not see past the nonsense and cut right to the chase? The important matter here is transparency and power. This brings us to another point, which is if you are to criticize someone in the flat earth communities, have you acknowledged their intentions or other works aside from talking about only that topic? See, certainly there are motivations behind what we all do. Can we not acknowledge the fact Eric Dubay talks about numerous subjects in detail with great evidence, spending countless time, years worth of dedication and research to simply provide a new perspective? For what is innovation without deferring thought? Individuals are not so crazy as some may claim, for folks have a following for a reason. Folks become somewhat successful for a reason, especially if they're censored, and those reasons are not to be ignored. Regardless of who debates who, what education of this topic and that topic must be done, the least we can do is share perspective about the world, without attack and censorship into our views. People are living with a belief of a globe Earth that they don't truly know for themselves. Even if you work out a bunch of equations and claim to have the science, you still don't know exactly what the Earth is. Just as nobody can claim to know exactly what nature is. We can only learn aspects thereof, but the aspects that we can observe and understand within our own lives, such as the natural law, such as with how our body works, such as how basic laws of density work. But gravity? How far out are we willing to go? Literally, beyond human perception? Why are humans so attached to beliefs, if they are not always true in nature? Perhaps it is the pinnacle of deception, of keeping control over a populace, keeping dependence of the populace to the presumed rulers, who have no right to rule in nature evidently, yet cast upon the belief that it is right. And thus everyone has fallen for it. It all must come from the experts, the textbooks, the scientism left brain extreme. For is that not another idea to understand? More than not, globe defenders are atheists who may claim not to have bias toward the flat earth, but know the flat earth aligns with many religious texts. How about the acknowledgement of many Jesuit Freemasons involved in the creation of the heliocentric theory? Is this not something to question? Or again, at least their intention and the greater good to this all? Nature, as it is, and all things of reality and common sense have become undermined in the modern world. For it is no surprise to me folks would focus on some external worlds when there are problems to be fixed right here, right now, given knowledge of the requirements, given understanding of natural law, particularly knowing the real enemy, statism. For only then folks can truly have more of a mind of their own, with free thoughts more able to be shared, with the best of all thoughts rising more authentically. So why is the divide so apparent between those who question and those who go along and defend the narrative? The bridge should be made, and hopefully, regardless of where you stand, you can see the value in all the works of all, and the necessity for the perspective in flat earth. For it just is the earth. It is home. It is an intelligent place where we do not know it all as human beings. We should seek to abide to nature rather than rule over it. Humans should know the value they have on earth, and the simple laws of nature prove this intelligence and reasoning within itself. Let us not fall to echo chambers or extremes or egos for use in content. Show the knowledge. Stop pointing the fingers at others or shoving your agenda in the way. Share the difference. Let folks decide for themselves, and we can probably start by not indoctrinating our kids so quickly when they cannot decide for themselves and we're given no alternative. A globe defender who refuses to acknowledge all the aspects mentioned is hardened into the left brain imbalance, and a flat earther or globe defender who just follows their crowd without some grounding premises of their own is hardened into the right brain imbalance. So let's learn the greater truths that exist so that way we can continue this conversation into a world that will better receive it and openly experiment with it, void of ridicule and ignorance. As far as I can see, our stationary plane is beautiful, and that's simply my own natural awareness and experience. Just as it is that I own myself, you own yourself, no human being has the actual right to rule over another, and they have no greater claim over your life and property than you. By my own natural awareness and experience, I see this. We all share this. Natural law is utmost definite by our understandings, however, because talk of earth shape would not exist in nature, and natural law speaks of human behavior to which incentivizes and portrays personal change when learned. Flat earth or globe earth cannot be guaranteed by any such practical laws in those regards, bringing us to the perspective that some take, to which it is neither flat nor round. Like many things, it has a spiritual undertone, that it does not matter so much. We can know ourselves, however, in our actions and contributions toward this world, hence the importance in natural law, for such may also constitute how the supposed shape of earth entering the minds of the masses may affect them when considering positive and negative expression in their overall feeling of worth and purpose for being in life. Thus, it is the science of natural law that can unite anyone and change the world for everyone. Purpose and worth through something we can know, something that helps us know, something that is to know. It is to obey the law, question the science, religion, and politics. Nature is the answer. So for information in regards to learning the more evidence-based, common sense-based flat earth perspective, I would recommend checking out the many works by Eric Dubay and Flat Earth Banjo and IFERS, which is the International Flat Earth Research Society. Thank you for listening. This is Cory Endrulat. Nature is the answer.